I sent out 200 invitations. Every seat in the church had a name. I spent 3 years planning the wedding, every detail down to the cufflinks, the flowers, the playlist. I told myself perfection could hold a person, that if I built something flawless, she'd stay. The day came, blue skies, polished shoes, the smell of lilies thick in the air. I stood at the altar in my suit, heart pacing like a trapped animal. The pianist began, then stopped. No one walked through the doors. Not my parents, not my friends, not her. The silence grew heavy, pressing against my chest. The priest shifted awkwardly, eyes darting toward the exit. Then he walked up to me, holding a small white envelope. "It was left outside," he said quietly. My hands trembled as I tore it open. Only one line, written in her handwriting: "Don't look for me." Something inside me stilled, not broke, just stopped. The guests who were supposed to fill this place were ghosts now. All that remained was me, the priest, and 200 empty chairs. And in that silence, I realized this wasn't an accident. This was planned. Her name was Emily. We'd been together 5 years, met in college, built everything side by side, or so I thought. The night before the wedding, she kissed me goodnight and said she loved me. Her voice had a tremor. I told myself it was nerves. Now, staring at her note, I replayed every moment that suddenly felt off. The late-night texts she hid, the sudden work trips, the way she flinched when I mentioned the word forever. The police said she was an adult, no crime here. Cold feet, they said. She'll come around. But I knew better. Emily wasn't impulsive. She was deliberate. Every move she made had purpose. That meant this did too. So I didn't drink myself numb. I didn't beg for answers. I started watching. Her apartment lease had been terminated 2 weeks before the wedding. She'd transferred money from our joint account. Her phone disconnected. Vanished. Except people don't vanish. They're hidden, usually by someone who benefits from the disappearance. And I had a list of everyone who did. Her best friend Claire was first. When I showed up at her doorstep, she froze, eyes wide, guilt flickering just long enough for me to see it before she masked it with pity. She needed space, she said. You were too much. Too much what? Too loyal? Too trusting? Too blind? I kept my face still, my voice steady. You're right, I said. Thank you. She relaxed, thinking it was over. That's when I saw it. The new bracelet on her wrist. The one I'd given Emily. The same initials engraved. The next week, I requested a copy of the guest list from the catering company. She'd personally called them 2 days before the wedding to cancel everything. Said the groom had changed his mind. Her voice. Her lie. Each thread I pulled led me deeper into a truth I already sensed. She didn't just run. She replaced me before she left. I found the man. His name appeared on a receipt for the wedding dress, delivery address different from ours. It wasn't hard to find him online. Photos of him and Emily, smiling on a beach in Greece, time-stamped the day after I stood alone at the altar. My fiancé married someone else while my vows sat folded in my pocket. That was the day I stopped waiting for closure. I started planning for truth. A month later, I sent them a package. No return address. Inside, a single photograph. Her standing beside him, his hand on her waist. And beneath it, a printed email. Her cancellation notice to the church, her forged signature withdrawing funds from our savings, evidence of premeditation, deception, theft. I knew what it would do to him, the new husband. He'd see what she hid from him too. I didn't have to lie. I just had to show the truth. 2 weeks later, her name reappeared online. Divorce filing, public record. The story crumbled from the inside, quietly, efficiently. She called me once. I didn't answer. Then another message came. Why are you doing this to me? I stared at the screen. Doing this to you? I hit delete. When she finally came back to town, I met her. Her hair was shorter, her eyes older. You ruined me, she said. No, I replied. You did that yourself. She tried to cry, tried to make me the villain, but I felt nothing. Just a quiet satisfaction. I slid a small box across the table. Our wedding rings. You left these behind, I said. Thought you might want them. When she opened it, she froze. Inside wasn't the rings. It was a photo of her and her lover, the same one from the package. Only this one was burnt around the edges. Her hands trembled. What do you want from me? Nothing, I said. That's the point. I stood up, left her there. It's been 6 months. The church was demolished last week. I went there one last time, stood where the altar used to be. No flowers, no music, just silence. I thought about those empty chairs, how they used to feel like humiliation. Now they feel like freedom. Love used to be my faith. Now it's just a story I survived. I don't hate her anymore. Hate would mean I still care. I walked away that day with nothing but clarity, and clarity is heavier than revenge. She left me standing in front of empty chairs, so I learned to stand alone.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.